Hello and welcome to Shakespeare 2020 LA. Shakespeare 2020 LA is the Los Angeles division of Shakespeare Project 2020, a worldwide challenge created by Ian Desher to read the entire Shakespeare canon in 2020. Shakespeare 2020 is comprised of Los Angeles professional actors. Our reading today is The Merry Wives of Windsor, and our players today are Jason Rennie, Christopher Carbo, Taylor Marr, Sasha Venn, Megan Wells, Ron Dorn, Emily Vasilis, Emily Hall, Caitlin McCormick, Michael Burkhart, John Eddings, Mark Tracy, Brandon Doyle, Lucas Nelson, and Ben Birmingham. I'm Mary Carrick. In Tina Packer's Women of Will, she says, if you're a director or actor of his works, you start listening for, looking into, and allowing the unwritten alchemy of how human beings behave in one another's presence to be part of your knowledge of who William Shakespeare is and why he has lived and is living and will live as long as human beings are on the planet. This unwritten dramatic alchemy is engendered every time actors and directors create the world of the play. The alchemy lies in the energy and the spirits of those artists, how they infect and affect each other. And this collective power spreads to the audience, and they too become part of it. Nowhere is this written in the text. It is created in the rehearsal space over several weeks, like ripples in a pond, distributing layers of meaning, churning up pain and laughter to make a presentation of life. Shakespeare wrote plays that demand an active participation for all the people involved. The way in which he wrote has a prerequisite of the creativity of others. Without the truth of others, the plays do not exist. 2020, this year of unprecedented personal loss, has also been infused with unprecedented miracles, acts of kindness, and connections we would not have invented outside of this new normal. Shakespeare Project 2020 and our little village of Shakespeare 2020 LA is a balm to our human vulnerabilities. Merry Wives is a mirror to communities familiar to all of us, keeping each other in line, expressing love, longing, a good old-fashioned prank, and all's well that ends well. We all live together and we all strive to live in harmony. So pull up that familiar easy chair and breathe along with our players for some good old-fashioned afternoon fun. William Shakespeare's The Merry Wives of Windsor.
Act 1, Scene 1. Windsor, England. A street before the house of Mistress and Master Page. Enter Justice Shallow, Slender, and Sir Hugh Evans.
Sir Hugh, persuade me not. I will make a Star Chamber matter of it. If he were 20 Sir John Falstaffs, he shall not abuse Robert Shallow, Esquire.
In the county of Gloucester, Justice of Peace and Coram.
Aye, Cousin Slender, and Castellorum.
Aye, and Ratalorum too, and a gentleman-born master parson who writes himself Armigero in any bill, warrant, quittance, or obligation, Armigero.
Aye, that I do, and have done any time these 300 years.
All his successors gone before him hath done it, and all his ancestors that come after him may. They may give the dozen white luces in their coat.
It is an old coat.
The dozen white louses do become an old coat well. It agrees well, passant. It is a familiar beast to man, and signifies love.
The loose is the fresh fish. The salt fish is an old coat.
I may quarter, cuz.
You may, by marrying.
It is marrying indeed, if he quarter it.
Not a whit.
Yes, fair lady. If he has a quarter of your coat, there is but 3 skirts for yourself, in my simple conjectures. But that is all one. If Sir John Falstaff have committed disparagements to you, I am of the church, and will be glad to do my benevolence and make atonements and compromises between you.
The council shall hear it. It is a riot.
It is not meet the council hear a riot. There is no fear in God and riot. The council, look you, shall desire to hear the fear of God, and not to hear a riot. Take your vitamins in that.
Ha! On my life, if I were young again, the sword would end it.
It is better that friends is the sword, and end it. And there is also another device in my brain, which peradventure brings good discretions with it. There is Anne Page, which is daughter to Master Thomas Page, which is pretty virginity.
Mistress Anne Page? She has brown hair and speaks small like a woman?
It is that very person for all the world, just as you will desire. The 700 pounds of monies and gold and silver is your grandsire upon his deathbed, God deliver to joyful resurrections give, and when she is able to overtake 17 years old. Were a good motion if we leave our pribbles and prabbles and desire a marriage between Master Abraham and Mistress Anne Page.
Did her grandsire leave her 700 pound?
Aye. And her father is maker a better penny.
I know the gentlewoman. She has good gifts.
700 pounds and possibilities is good gifts.
Well, let us see, honest Master Page. Is Falstaff there?
Shall I tell you a lie? I do despise a liar as I despise one that is false, or as I despise one that is not true. The night Sir John is there, and I beseech you be ruled by your well-willers. I will peep the door for Master Page. What ho! God bless your house here.
Who's there?
Here is God's blessing, and your friend, and Justice Shallow, and here young Master Slender, that peradventures shall tell you another tale if matters grow to your likings.
I am glad to see your worships well. I thank you for my venison, Master Shallow.
Master Page, I am glad to see you. Much good do it your heart. I wished your venison better, it was ill killed. How doth good Mistress Page? And I thank you always with my heart, with my heart.
Sir, I thank you.
Sir, I thank you. By yea and no, I do.
I am glad to see you, good Master Slender.
How does your fallow greyhound, sir? I heard say he was outrun on Kotzel.
It could not be judged, sir.
You'll not confess, you'll not confess.
That he will not. 'Tis your fault, 'tis your fault, 'tis a good dog.
A cur, sir.
Well, sir, he's a good dog and a fair dog. Can there be more said? He is good and fair. Is Sir John Falstaff here?
Sir, he is within, and I could do a good office between you.
It is spoke as Christians ought to speak.
He hath wronged me, Master Page.
Sir, he doth in some sort confess it.
If it be confessed, it is not redressed. Is not that so, Master Page? He hath wronged me, indeed he hath. At a word he hath. Believe me, Robert Shallow, Esquire, saith he is wronged.
Here comes Sir John.
Now, Master Shallow, you'll complain of me to the king?
Knight, you have beaten my men, killed my deer, and broke open my lodge.
But not kissed your keeper's daughter.
Tut! A pin! This shall be answered.
I will answer it straight. I have done all this. Now, that is answered.
The council shall know this.
'Twere better for you if it were known in council. You'll be laughed at.
Pauca verba, Sir John, good words.
Good words. Good cabbage. Slender, I broke your head. What manner have you against me?
Marry, sir, I have matter in my head against you and against your coney-catching rascals Bardolph, Nym, and Pistol.
You Banbury cheese!
Aye, it is no matter.
Oh, now, Mephistopheles.
Aye, it is no matter.
Slice, I say. Puncher, puncher, slice, that's my honor.
Where's Simple, my man? Can you tell, cousin?
At peace, I pray you. Now let us understand. There is 3 umpires in this matter, as I understand. That is Master Page, Vitelli said Master Page, and there is myself, Vitelli said myself, and the 3 party is lastly and finally mine host of the garter.
We 3 to hear it and end it between them.
Very good. I will make a brief of it in my notebook, and afterwards work upon the cause as great discreetly as we can.
Pistol.
He hears with ears.
Devil in his damn! What phrase is this? He ears with ears. Affectations.
Pistol, did you pick Master Slender's purse?
Aye, by these gloves did he, or I would I might never come in mine own great chamber again else. Of 7 groats and meal 6pences and 2 Edward shovel boards that cost me 2 shilling and 2 pence a piece of Yed Miller. Buy these gloves.
Is this true, Pistol?
No, it is false, if it is a pick purse.
Ha! Thou mountain foreigner. Sir John and Master mine, I combat challenge of this Latin bilbo. A word of denial in thy laborious air. Word of denial. Frothing scum, thou liest!
By these gloves, then 'twas he.
Be advised, sir, to pass good humours. I will make merry trap with you if you run the nuthook's humour on me. That's the very note of it.
By this hat, then he in the red face had it. For though I cannot remember what I did when you made me drunk, yet I am not altogether an ass.
What say you, Scarlet and John?
Why, sir, for my part, I say this gentleman had drunk himself out of his 5 sentences.
It is his 5 senses? What ignorance it is.
And being fat, sir, was, as they say, cashiered, and so conclusions pass the careers.
Aye, you spake in Latin then too. But 'tis no matter. I'll never be drunk whilst I live again, but in honest, civil, godly company for this trick. If I be drunk, I'll be drunk with those that have the fear of God, and not with drunken knaves.
So courage me, that is a virtuous mind.
You hear all these matters denied, gentlemen. You hear it.
Nay, daughter, carry the wine in, we'll drink within.
Oh, heaven. This is Mistress Anne Page.
Oh,
How now, Mistress Ford?
Mistress Ford, by my troth, you are very well met. By your leave, good mistress.
Wife, bid these gentlemen welcome. Come, we have a hot venison pastry to dinner. Come, gentlemen, I hope we shall drink down all unkindness.
I had rather than 40 shillings I had my book of songs and sonnets here. How now, Simple, where have you been? I must wait on myself, must I? You have not the book of riddles about you, have you?
Book of riddles? Why did you not lend it to Alice Shortcake upon All Hallows Mass last a fortnight afore Michaelmas?
Come, cuz, we stay for you. A word with you, cuz. Marry, this cuz, there is as 'twere a tender, a kind of tender made afar off by Sir Hugh here. Do you understand me?
Aye, sir, you shall find me reasonable. If it be so, I shall do that. That is reason.
Nay, but understand me.
So I do, sir.
Give ear to his motions, Master Slender. I will description the matter to you if you be capacity for it.
Nay, I will do as my cousin Shallow says. I pray you pardon me. He's a justice of peace in his country, simple though I stand here.
But that is not the question. The question is concerning your marriage.
Aye, there's the point, sir.
Marry, is it? The very point of it. To Mistress Anne Page.
Why, if it be so, I will marry her upon any reasonable demands.
But can you affection the woman? Let us commend to know that of your mouth or of your lips. For divers philosophers hold the lips is the parcel of the mouth. Therefore, precisely, can you carry your goodwill to the maid?
Cousin Abraham Slender, can you love her?
I hope, sir, I will do as it shall become one that would do reason.
Hey, God's words, ladies. You must speak positable if you can carry your desires towards her.
That you must. Will you, upon good dowry, marry her?
I will do a greater thing than that upon your request, cousin, in any reason.
Nay, conceive me, sweet coz. Will I do is pleasure to you, coz. Can you love the maid?
I will marry her, sir, at your request. But if there be no great love in the beginning, yet heaven may decrease it upon better acquaintance, when we are married and have more occasion to know one another. I hope upon familiarity will grow more content. But if you say marry her, I will marry her. That I am freely dissolved and dissolutely.
It is a very discretion answer, save the fall in the word dissolutely. The art is according to our meaning resolutely. This meaning is good.
I think my cousin meant well.
Aye, or else I might be hanged.
Here comes fair Mistress Anne. Would I were young for your sake, Mistress Anne.
It's on the table. My father desires your worship's company.
I will wait on him, fair Mistress Anne.
God's blessed will, I will not be absent at the grace.
Will it please your worship to come in, sir?
No, I thank you, forsooth, heartily. I am very well.
The dinner attends you, sir.
I am not hungry. I thank you, forsooth. Go, Sirrah, for all you are my man, go wait upon my cousin Shallow. A justice of peace sometime may be beholding to his friend for a man. I keep but 3 men and a boy yet, till my mother be dead. But what though? Yet I live like a poor gentleman born.
I may not go in without your worship. They will not sit till you come.
In faith, I'll eat nothing. I thank you as much as though as I did.
I pray you, sir, walk in.
I had rather walked here. I thank you. Oh, I bruised my shin the other day with playing at sword and dagger with a master offense. 3 pennies for a dish of stewed prunes, and by my troth, I cannot abide by the smell of hot meat since. Why do your dogs bark so? Be there bears in the town?
I think there are, sir. I heard them talked of.
I love the sport well, but I shall as soon quarrel it as a man in England. You are afraid if you see the bear loose, are you not?
Aye, indeed, sir.
That's meat and drink to me now. I have seen Sackerson loose 20 times and have taken him by the chain. But I warned you, the women have so cried and shrieked at it that it passed. But women indeed cannot abide them. They are very ill-favored, rough things.
Come, gentle Master Slender, come, we stay for you.
I'll eat nothing, I thank you, sir.
By cook and pie you shall not choose, sir. Come, come.
Nay, pray you, lead the way.
Come on, sir.
Mistress Anne, yourself shall go first.
Not I, sir. Pray you, keep on.
Truly, I will not go first. Truly, law, I will not do you that wrong.
I pray you, sir.
I'll rather be unmannerly than troublesome. You do yourself wrong indeed, law.
Act 1, Scene 2, an hour or 2 later, before the page's house. Enter C.U. Evans and Simple. Go to your ways and ask of Dr. Caius' house which is the way. and there dwells one Mistress Quickly, which in the manner of his nurse, or his dry nurse, or his cook, or his laundry, his washer, and his wringer.
Oh, well, sir.
Nay, it's better yet. Give her this letter. For it is a woman that altogether acquaintance with Mistress Anne Page, and the letter is to desire and to require her to solicit your master's desires to Mistress Anne Page. I pray you be gone. I will make an end of my dinner. There's pippins that cease to come. Act 1, Scene 3. Windsor, the Garter Inn. Enter Sir John Falstaff, host, Bardolph, Nym, Pistol, and Robin, Falstaff's page.
Mine host of the Garter.
What says my bullyrook? Speak scholarly and wisely.
Truly, mine host, I must turn away some of my followers.
Oh, discard, bully Hercules. Cashier, let them wag. Trot, trot.
I sit at £10 a week.
Thou art an emperor, Caesar, Kaiser, and Caesar. I will entertain Bardolph. He shall draw. He shall tap. Said I well, bully Hector?
Do so, good mine host.
I have spoke. Let him follow. Let me see the froth and lime. I am at a word. Follow.
Bardolph, follow him. A tapster is a good trade. An old cloak makes a new jerkin, a withered serving man, a fresh tapster. Go, adieu.
It is a life that I have desired. I will thrive.
Oh, base Hungarian wight, wilt thou the spigot wield?
It was gotten and drink. Is not the humour conceited?
I'm glad I'm so acquit of this tinderbox. His thefts were too open. His filching was like an unskilled singer, and he kept not time.
The good humour is to steal a minute's rest.
Convey, the wise call it steal, for FICO for the phrase.
Well, sirs, I am almost out at heels.
Why then let carbies ensue?
There is no remedy. I must coney catch, I must shift.
Young ravens must have food.
Which of you know Ford of this town?
I ken the white. He's of substance good.
My honest lads, I will tell you what I am about.
2 yards and more.
No quips now, Pistol. Indeed, I am in the waist 2 yards about, but I am now about no waste. I am about thrift. Briefly, I do mean to make love to Ford's wife. I spy entertainment in her. She discourses, she carves, she gives the leer of invitation. I can construe the action of her familiar style, and the hardest voice of her behavior, to be English rightly, is, I am Sir John Falstaff.
He hath studied her will and translated her will out of honesty and into English.
Anchor's deep. Will this humour last?
Now the report goes, she has all the rule of her husband's purse. He hath a legion of angels.
As many devils as entertain. And to her boy, say I.
The humour rises. It is good. Humour me without angels.
I have writ me here a letter to her, and here another to Page's wife, who even now gave me good eyes too. Examined my parts with most few, gilded my foot, sometimes my portly belly.
Then did the sun on Dunghill shine.
The Pistol, I thank thee for that humour.
Oh, she did so course all my exteriors with such a greedy intention, that the appetite of her eye did seem to scorch me up like a burning glass. Here is another letter to her. She bears the purse, too. She is a regent in Guiana, all gold and bounty. I will be cheaters to them both, and they shall be my exchequers to me. They shall be my East and West Indies, and I will trade to them both. Go, bear thou this letter to Mistress Page, and thou this to Mistress Ford. We will thrive, lads. We will thrive.
Shall I Sir Pandarus of Troy become? And by my side wear steel? And you'd Lucifer take all?
I will run no base humour. Here, take the humour letter. I will keep the heavy of my reputation.
Hold. Sirrah, bear you these letters tightly. Sail like my pinnace to these golden shores. Rogues! Hence, avaunt! Vanish like hailstones! Go! Trudge! Plod away in the hoof! Seek shelter, pack! Falstaff will learn the humour of the age. French thrift, you rogues! Myself and skirted page!
Let vultures gripe thy guts! For Gord and Fulham holds, and high and low beguiles the rich and poor. Tester, I'll have a pouch when thou shalt lack base Phrygian Turk.
I have operations which be humours of revenge.
Wilt thou revenge?
By Welkin and her star.
With wit or steel?
With both the humours, I will discuss humour of this love twofold.
And I to page shall eke unfold how Falstaff, varlet vile, his dove will prove, his gold will hold, and his soft couch defile.
My humour shall not cool. I will incense fold to deal with my poison. I will possess him with yellowness, for the revolt of mine is dangerous. That is my true humour.
Thou art the Mars of malcontents. I second thee. Troop on.
Act 1, Scene 4. The house of Dr. Caius in Windsor. Enter Mistress Quickly and Simple.
What, John Rugby? Oh, I pray thee, go to the casement and see if you could see my master. Master Dr. Caius coming. If he do in faith and find anybody in the house, here there will be an old abusing of God's patience and the king's English.
I'll go watch.
Go, and we'll have a posset for it soon at night in faith, and the latter end of a sea-coal fire. An honest, willing, kind fellow, as ever a servant shall come in house withal, and I warrant you, no telltale, no breed bait. His worst fault is that he is given to prayer. He is something peevish that way, but nobody has his fault. But let that pass. Peter Simple, you say your name is.
Aye, for fault of a better.
And Master Slender's your master.
Aye, forsooth.
Does he not wear a great round beard like a Glover's paring knife?
No, forsooth. He hath but a wee little face, with a little yellow beard, a cane-colored beard.
A softly spirited man, is he not?
Aye, forsooth. But he is a tall a man of his hands, as any is between this and his head. He hath fought with quite a warner.
How say you? Oh, I should remember him. Does he not hold up his head as if it were and strut in his gait?
Yes, indeed does he.
Well, heaven send and page no worse fortune. Tell Master Parson Evans I will do what I can for your master. Anne is a good girl, and I wish that... Oh!
Out, alas, here comes my master.
Oh, we shall all be shent. Run in here. Good young man, go into his closet. He will not stay long. Oh, what? John Rugby. John! What, John, I say? Go, John! Go inquire for my master. Doubt if he be not well, that he comes not home. Oh, and down, down, down.
How did you sing? I do not like these toys.
pray you, go and fetch me in my closet on Potier a box, a green box. Do you understand what I speak? A box.
Aye, forsooth, I'll fetch it. I'm glad he went not in himself. If he had found the young man, he would have been horn mad.
Ma foi, for sure. Je m'en vais le grand affaire.
Is this it?
Oui, mets-le en mon pocket. Dépêche, quickly. Very set knave rugby.
What? John Rugby! John!
Here, sir.
You are John Rugby, and you are Jacques Rugby. Come, take your rapier and come after my heel to the court.
It is ready, sir. Here in the porch.
By my throat, I tarry too long. Odds me! Que j'oubliais. There is some simples in my closet that I will not for the world I should leave behind.
Ay me, he'll find the young man in there and be mad.
Diable! What is in my closet? Lello! What be my rapier?
Good master, be content.
Wherefore shall I be content?
The young man is an honest man.
What shall the honest man do in my closet? There is no honest man that shall come in my closet.
I beseech you, be not so phlegmatic. Hear the truth of it. He came of an errand to me from Parson Hugh.
Well?
Aye, forsooth. To desire her to...
Peace, I pray you.
Peace of your tongue. Speak your tale.
To desire this honest gentlewoman, your maid, to speak a good word to Mistress Anne Page for my master in the way of marriage.
This is all indeed law, but I'll ne'er put my finger in the fire and need not.
Sir Hugh send you. Rugby, belly some pepper. Tarry you a little while.
I am glad he is so quiet. If he had been thoroughly moved, you should have heard him so loud and melancholy. But notwithstanding, man, I'll do your master what good I can. And the very yea and no is the French doctor, my master, I may call him my master, look you, for I keep his house, wash, wring, brew, bake, scour, dress meat, and drink, and make the beds, and do all myself.
'Tis a great charge to come under one's body's hand.
Are you advised of that? You shall find it a great charge, and be up early and down late, but notwithstanding, to tell you in your ear, I would have no words of it. My master himself is in love with Mistress Anne Page, but notwithstanding that, I know Anne's mind. That's neither here nor there.
You, jackanapes, give her this letter to Sir Hugh. By God, it is a challenge. I will cut his throat in the park, and I will teach a scurvy jackanapes priest to meddle or make. You may be gone. It is not good you tarry here. By God, I shall cut his 2 stones. By God, he shall not have a stone to throw at his dog.
Oh, alas, but he speaks but for his friend.
It is no matter for that. Do not you tell me that I shall have Anne Page for myself? By God, I will kill the priest, the Jack priest, and I have appointed mine host of the Jardier to measure our weapon. By God, I will myself have Anne Page.
Sir, the maid loves you, and all shall be well. We must give folks leave to prate. What a good year!
Rugby, come to the court with me. By God, if I have not an page, I shall turn your head out my door. Follow my heels, Rugby.
You shall have an fool's head of your own. No, I know Anne's mind for that. Never a woman in Windsor knows more of Anne's mind than I do, nor can I do more for her. Thank heaven.
Who's within? Ho?
Who's there, I trow? Come near the house, I pray you.
How now, good woman? How dost thou?
The better that it pleases your good worship to ask.
What news? How does pretty Mistress Anne?
In truth, sir, she is pretty and honest and gentle and one that is your friend. And I can tell you that, by the way, I praise heaven for it.
Shall I do any good, thinkst thou? Shall I not lose my suit?
Troth, sir, all is in his hands above, but notwithstanding, Master Fenton, I'll be sworn on a book she loves you. Have not your worship a wart above your eye?
Yes, Mary, have I. What of that?
Well, thereby hangs a tale, good faith. It is such another Nan, but I detest an honest maid as e'er broke bread. We had an hour's talk of that wart. Shall never laugh but in that maid's company, but indeed she is given to much melancholy and musing. But for you, well, go to.
Well, I shall see her today. Hold, there's money for thee. Let me have thy voice in my behalf. If thou seest her before me, commend me.
Will I? In faith, what we will, and I will tell your worship more of that wart the next time we have confidence, and of other wooers.
Well, farewell. I am in great haste now.
Farewell to your worship. Truly an honest gentleman. But Anne loves him not, for I know Anne's mind as well as any other does. Out upon it. What if I forgot?
Act 2, Scene 1. A street in Windsor. Enter Mistress Page, reading a letter.
What, have I escaped love letters in the holiday time of my beauty, and now I am a subject for them? Let me see. Ask me no reason why I love you, for though love you's reason for his precision, he admits him not for his counselor. You are not young. No, more am I, go to their sympathy. You are merry, so am I. Then there's more sympathy. You love sack, and so do I. Would you desire better sympathy? Let it suffice thee, Mistress Page, at the least, if the love of a soldier can suffice, that I love thee. I will not say pity me, 'tis not a soldier-like phrase, but I say love me by me, thine own true knight, by day or night, or any kind of light, with all his might, for thee to fight. John Falstaff? Oh, what a herod of Jewry is this? Oh, wicked, wicked world. One that is well nigh wore to pieces with age to show himself a young gallant. What an outweighted behavior hath this Flemish drunkard, picked with the devil's name out of my conversation, that he dares with this manner assay me? Why, he hath not been thrice in my company. What shall I say to him? I was then frugal of my mirth. Oh, heaven forgive me. Why, I'll exhibit a bill in the Parliament for the putting down of men. How shall I be revenged on him? For revenged I will be, as sure as his guts are made of puddings.
Mistress Page, trust me, I was going to your house.
And trust me, I was coming to you. You look very ill.
Nay, I'll never believe that. I have to show to the contrary.
Faith, but you do in my mind.
Well, I do then. Yet I say I could show you to the contrary. Oh, Mistress Page, give me some counsel.
What's the matter, woman?
Oh, woman, if it were not but for one trifling respect, I could come to such honor.
Hang the trifle, woman. Take the honor. What is it? Dispense with trifles. What is it?
If I would but go to hell for an eternal moment or so, I could be knighted.
What? Thou liest, Sir Alice Ford. These knights will lack, and so thou shouldst not alter the glory of thy gentry.
We burn daylight. Here, read. Perceive how I might be knighted. I shall think the worst of fat men, as long as I have an eye to make difference of men's liking. And yet he would not swear, praised women's modesty, and gave such orderly and well-behaved reproof to all uncomeliness that I would have sworn his disposition would have gone to the truth of his words. But they no more adhere and keep place together than the 100th psalm to the tune of Greensleeves. What tempest, I trow, through this whale with so many tons of oil in his belly ashore at Windsor? How shall I be revenged on him? I think the best way were to entertain him with hope till the wicked fire of lust have melted him in his own grease. Did you ever hear the like?
Letter for letter, but that the name of Page and Ford differs. To thy great comfort in this mystery of ill opinions, here's the twin brother of thy letter. Let thine inherit first, for I protest mine never shall. I warrant he hath 1,000 letters writ with blank space for different names. Sure, more, and these are of the second edition. He will print them out of doubt, for he cares not what he puts into the press, when he would put us to. I had rather be a giantess and lie under Mount Pelion. Well, I will find you 20 lascivious turtles ere one chaste man.
Why, this is the very same, the very hand, the very words. What doth he think of us?
Nay, I know not. It makes me almost ready to wrangle with mine own honesty. I'll entertain myself like one that I am not acquainted withal, for sure, unless he knows some strain in me that I know not myself. He would never have boarded me in this fury.
Boarding, call you it? I'll be sure to keep him above deck.
So will I. If he comes under my hatches, I'll never to see again. Let's be revenged on him. Let's appoint a meeting, give him a show of comfort in his suit, and lead him on with a fine baited delay till he hath pawned his horses to mine host of the garter.
Nay, I will consent to act any villainy against him that may not sully the chariness of our honesty. Oh, that my husband saw this letter! It would give eternal food to his jealousy.
Why, look where he comes, and my good man too. He's as far from jealousy as I am from giving him cause, and that, I hope, is an unmeasurable distance.
You are the happier woman.
Let's consult together against this greasy knight. Come hither.
Well, I hope it be not so.
Hope is a curtal dog in some affairs. Sir John affects thy wife.
Why, sir, my wife is not young.
He woos both high and low, both rich and poor, both young and old, one with another. For he loves the Galamalfrey, Fort Propend.
Love my wife?
With liver burning hot. Prevent or go thou like Sir Actaeon, he with Ringwood at thy heels. For Audius is the name.
What name, sir?
The Horn, I say. Farewell. Take heed and have an open eye, for thieves do foot by night. Take heed ere summer comes, or cuckoo birds do sing. Away, Sir Corporal Nym. Believe it, Page, he speaks sense.
will be patient. I will find out this.
And this is true. I like not the humour of lying. He hath wronged me in some humours. I should have borne the humoured letter to her, but I have a sword, and it shall bite upon my necessity. He loves your wife. That's the long and that's the short and the long. My name is Corporal Nim. I speak, and I vouch. 'Tis true. My name is Nim, and Falstaff loves your wife. Adieu. I love not the humour of bread and cheese. Adieu.
The humour of it, quoth ye. There's a fellow that frights English out of his wits.
I will seek out Falstaff.
I never heard such a drawling, affecting rogue.
If I do find it, well?
I will not believe such a Cataean, though the priest of the town commended him for a true man.
'Twas a good, sensible fellow. Well.
How now, Meg?
Whither you go, George? Hark you.
How now, sweet Frank? Why art thou melancholy?
I? Melancholy? I am not melancholy. Get you home, go.
Faith, thou hast some crotchets in thy head now. Will you go, Mistress Page?
Have with you. You'll come to dinner, George. Look who comes yonder. She shall be our messenger to this paltry night.
Oh, trust me, I thought on her. She'll fit it.
Oh, you are come to see my daughter, Anne?
Aye, forsooth. And pray, how does good Mistress Anne?
Go in with us and see. We have an hour's talk with you.
How now, Master Ford?
You heard what this knave told me, did you not?
Yes, and you heard what the other told me?
Do you think there is any truth in them?
Hang 'em, slaves. I do not think the knight would offer it, but these that accuse him in his intent toward our wives are a yoke of his discarded men. Very rogues, now they be our service.
Were they his men?
Marry, they were.
I like it never the better for that. Does he lie at the Garter?
Aye, marry, he does. If he should intend this voyage toward my wife, I would turn her loose on him. And what he gets more of her than sharp words, let it lie on my head.
I do not misdoubt my wife, but I would be loath to turn them together. A man may be too confident. I would have nothing lie on my head. I cannot be thus satisfied.
Look where my ranting host of the Garter comes. There's either liquor in his pate or money in his purse where he looks so merrily. How now, mine host?
How now, Bully Rook? Thou art a gentleman, Cavaliero Justice, I say.
I follow, mine host, I follow. Good evening, 20, good Master Page. Master Page, will you go with us? We have sport in hand.
Tell him, Cavaliero Justice, tell him, Bully Rook.
Sir, there is a fray to be fought between Sir Hugh, the Welsh priest, and Caius, the French doctor.
Good mine host of the Garter, a word with you?
What sayest thou, my Bully Rook?
Will you go with us to behold it? My merry host hath had the measuring of their weapons, and I think hath appointed them contrary places. For, believe me, I hear the parson is no jester. Hark, I will tell you what our sport shall be.
Hast thou no suit against my knight, my guest cavalier?
None, I protest. But I'll give you a pottle of burnt sack to give my recourse to him, and tell him my name is Brooke, only for a jest.
Oh, my hand, bully, thou shalt have egress and regress, said I well, and thy name shall be Brooke. It is a merry night. Will you go, Amirs?
Have with you, mine host.
I have heard the Frenchman hath good skill with his rapier.
Tut, sir, I could have told you more. In these times you stand on distance, your passes, staccatos, and I know not what. 'Tis the heart, Master Page, 'tis here, 'tis here. I have seen the time. With my long sword, I would have made you 4 tall fellows skip like rats.
Here, boys, here. Shall we wag?
Have with you, I'd rather hear them scold than fight.
Though Page be a secure fool and stand so firmly on his wife's frailty, yet I cannot put off my opinion so easily. She was in his company at Page's house, and what they made there, I know not. Well, I will look further into it, and I have a disguise to sound Falstaff. If I find her honest, I lose not my labor. If she be otherwise, 'tis labor well bestowed.
Act 2, Scene 2. The Garter Inn. Enter Sir John Falstaff and Pistol.
I will not lend thee a penny.
Why then, the world's mine oyster, which I with sword will open.
Not a penny. I have been content, sir, you should lay my countenance upon. I have grated upon my good friends for 3 reprieves for you and your coach fellow Nym, or else you would look through the grate like a Gemini of baboons. I am damned in hell for swearing to gentlemen, my friends, you were good soldiers and tall fellows. And when Mistress Bridget lost the handle of her fan, I took it upon mine honour thou hadst it not.
Didst thou not share? Hast thou not 15 pence?
Reason, you rogue, reason. Thinkest thou I'll endanger my soul gratis? At a word, hang no more about me. I'm no gibbet for you. Go, a short knife and a thong to your manor of picked thatch. Go! You'll not bear a letter from me, you rogue? You stand upon your honour? Why, thou unconfinable baseness, it is as much as I can do to keep the terms of my honour precise. I myself, sometimes leaving the fear of God on the left hand, and hiding mine honour in my necessity, am fain to shuffle, to hedge, and to lurch, and yet you, rogue, will ensconce your rags, your cat-a-mountain looks, your red lattice phrases, and your bold-beating oaths under the shelter of your honour? You will not do it, you!
I do relent. What would thou more of man?
Sir, here's a woman would speak with you.
Well, let her approach.
Give your worship good morrow.
Good morrow, good wife.
Not so, and it please you, your worship.
Good maid, then.
Albeit sworn, as my mother was the first hour I was born.
I do believe the swearer. What with me?
I shall vouchsafe your worship a word or two.
2,000, fair woman, and I'll vouchsafe thee the hearing.
There is one, Mistress Ford, sir. I pray, come a little nearer this ways. I myself dwell with Master Dr. Caius.
Well, on, Mistress Ford, you say?
Your worship says very true. I pray, your worship, come a little nearer this ways.
I warrant thee, nobody hears. Mine own people, mine own people.
Are they so? God bless them and make them his servants.
Well, Mistress Ford, what of her?
Why, sir, she's a good creature. Lord, your worship's a wanton. Well, heaven forgive all of us, I pray.
Mistress Ford, come, Mistress Ford.
Mary, this is the short and the long of it. You have brought her into such canaries as 'tis wonderful. The best courtier of them all, when the court lay at Windsor, could never have brought to her such a canary. Yet there has been knights and lords and gentlemen with their coaches, I warrant you. Coach after coach, letter after letter, gift after gift, smelling so sweetly, all musk, and so rustling, I warrant you, in silk and gold, and in such allegiant terms, in such wine and sugar of the best and the fairest, that would have won any woman's heart, and I warrant you, they could have never got an eye wink of her. I had myself 20 angels given me this morning, but I defy all angels in any sort, as they say, but in the way of honesty. And I warrant you, they could never get her so much as a sip on a cup with the proudest of them all. And yet there have been earls, nay, which is more, pensioners, but I warrant you, all is one with her.
But what says she to me? Be brief, my good she-Mercury.
Marry, she hath received your letter, for which she thanks you 1,000 times, and she gives me to notify you that her husband will be absent from his house between 10 and 11.
10 and 11.
Aye, forsooth. Then you may come and see the picture, she says, that you wot of. Master Ford, her husband, will be from home. Alas, the very sweet woman leads an ill life with him. He's a very jealousy man. She leads a very frampold life with him, good heart.
10 and 11. Woman, commend me to her. I will not fail her.
Why, as you say well, but I have another messenger to your worship. Mistress Page hath her hearty commendations to you, and let me tell you in your ear, she's as virtuous, a civil, modest wife, and one, I tell you, that will not miss your morning or evening prayer as any in Windsor, whoe'er be the other. And she bade me tell me, your worship, that her husband is seldom from home, but she hopes there will come a time. I never knew a woman so dote upon a man. Surely I think you have charms, Law. Yes, in truth.
Not I assure thee. Setting the attraction of my good parts aside, I have no other charms.
Oh, blessing on your heart for it.
But I pray thee, tell me this. Has Ford's wife and Page's wife acquainted each other how they love me?
That were a jest indeed. They have not so little grace, I hope. That were a trick indeed. But Mistress Page would desire you to send her your little page of all loves. Her husband has a marvelous affection to that little page, and truly, Master Page is an honest man. Never a wife in Windsor leads a better life than she does. Do what she will, say what she will, take all, pay all, go to bed when she lists, rise when she lists. All is as she will. And truly, she deserves it. For there be a kind woman in Windsor, she is one. You must send her your page. No remedy.
Why, I will.
Nay, but do so then, and look you, he may come and go between you both, and in any case have a nay word, that you may know one another's mind. And the boy need never know to understand anything, for 'tis not good that children should know any wickedness. Old folks, you know, have discretion, as they say, and know the world.
Fare thee well. Commend me to them both. As my purse. I am yet thy debtor. Boy, go along with this woman. This news distracts me.
This punk is one of Cupid's carriers. Clap on more sails, pursue. Up with your fight, or give fire. She is my prize, our ocean overwhelm them all.
Sayest thou so, old Jack? Go thy ways. I'll make more of thy old body than I have done. Will they yet look after thee? Wilt thou, after the expense of so much money, be now a gainer? Good body, I thank thee. Let them say 'tis grossly done, so it be fairly done. 'Tis no matter.
Sir John, there's one Master Brick below would fain to speak with you and be acquainted with you, and have sent your worship a morning's draught of sack.
Oh, yeah. Brooke is his name?
Aye, sir.
Well, call him in. Such brooks are welcome, as to me that o'erflows such liquor. Mistress Ford and Mistress Page. Have I encompassed you? Go to VR.
God bless you, sir.
And you, sir. Would you speak with me?
I make bold to press with so little preparation upon you.
You're welcome. What's your will? Give us leave, drawer.
Sir, I am a gentleman, and that have spent much. My name is Brooke.
Good Master Brooke, I desire more acquaintance of you.
Good Sir John, I sue for yours. Not to charge you, for I must let you understand I think myself in better plight for a lender than you are, the which hath something emboldened me to this unseasoned intrusion. For they say, if money go before, all ways do lie open.
Money is a good soldier, sir, and will on.
True. And I have a bag of money here troubles me. If you will help to bear it, Sir John, take all or half for easing me of the carriage.
Sir, I know not how I may deserve to be your porter.
I will tell you, sir, if you will give me the hearing.
Speak, good Master Brooke. I shall be your servant.
Sir, I hear you are a scholar. I will be brief with you. And you have been a man long known to me, though I had never so good means as desire to make myself acquainted with you. I shall discover a thing to you wherein I must very much lay open mine own imperfection. But, good Sir John, as you have one eye upon my follies, as you hear them unfold, turn another into the register of your own, that I may pass with a reproof the easier, sith you yourself know how easy it is to be such an offender.
Very well, sir. Proceed.
There is a gentlewoman in this town. Her husband's name is Ford.
Well, sir.
I have long loved her, and I protest to you, bestowed much on her, followed her with a doting observance, engrossed opportunities to meet her, feed every slight occasion that could but niggardly give me sight of her, not only bought many presents to give her, but have given largely to many to know what she would have given. Briefly, I have pursued her as love hath pursued me, which hath been on the wing of all occasions. But whatsoever I have merited, either in my mind or in my means, meed I am sure I have received none, unless experience be a jewel. That I have purchased at an infinite rate, and that hath taught me to say this: love, like a shadow, flies when substance love pursues, pursuing that that flies, and flying what pursues.
Have you received no promise of satisfaction at her hands?
Never.
Have you importuned her to such a purpose?
Never.
Of what quality was your love then?
Like a fair house built on another man's ground, so that I have lost my edifice by mistaking the place where I erected it.
Yes. To what purpose have you unfolded this to me?
When I have told you that, I have told you all. Some say that though she appear honest to me, yet in other places she enlargeth her mirth so far that there is shrewd construction made of her. Now, Sir John, here is the heart of my purpose. You are a gentleman of excellent breeding, admirable discourse, of great admittance, authentic in your place and person, generally allowed for your many warlike, court-like, and learned preparations.
Oh, sir.
Believe it, for you know it. There is money. Spend it. Spend it. Spend more. Spend all I have. Only give me so much of your time in exchange of it as to lay an amiable siege to the honesty of this Ford's wife. Use your art of wooing. Win her to consent to you. If any man may, you may as soon as any.
Would it apply well to the vehemency of your affection that I should win What you would enjoy? Methinks you prescribe to yourself very preposterously.
Understand my drift. She dwells so securely on the excellency of her honor that the folly of my soul dares not present itself. She is too bright to be looked against. Now, could I come to her with any detection in my hand, my desires had instance and argument to commend themselves. I could drive her then from the ward of her purity, her reputation, her marriage vow, and 1,000 other her defenses, which now are too strongly embattled against me. What say you to't, Sir John?
Master Brooke, I will first make bold with your money. Next, give me your hand. And last, as I am a gentleman, you shall, if you will, enjoy Ford's wife.
Good sir.
I say you shall.
Want no money, Sir John, you shall want none.
Want no Mistress Ford, Master Brooke, you shall want none. I shall be with her, I may tell you, by her own appointment, even as you came into me, her assistant or go-between parted from me. I say I shall be with her between 10 and 11. For at that time, the jealous, rascally knave, her husband, will be forth. Come you to me at night, you shall know how I speed.
I am blessed in your acquaintance. Do you know Ford, sir?
Ah, hang him, poor cuckoldly knave. I know him not, yet I wrong him to call him poor. They say the jealous wittly knave hath masses of money, for the which his wife seems to me well favoured. I will use her as the key of the cuckoldly rogue's coffer, and there's my harvest home.
I would you knew Ford, sir, that you might avoid him if you saw him.
Ah, hang him, mechanical salt butter rogue. I will stare him out of his wits. I will awe him with my cudgel. It shall hang like a meteor o'er the cuckold's horns. Master Brooke, thou shalt know I will predominate over the peasant, and thou shalt lie with his wife. Come to me soon at night. Ford's a knave, and I will aggravate his style. Thou, Master Brooke, shalt know him for knave and cuckold. Come to me soon at night.
What a damned Epicurean rascal is this? My heart is ready to crack with impatience. Who says this is improvident jealousy? My wife hath sent to him? The hour is fixed, the match is made? Would any man have thought this? See the hell of having a false woman. My bed shall be abused, my coffers ransacked, my reputation gnawed at. And I shall not only receive this villainous wrong, but stand under the adoption of abominable terms, and by him that does me this wrong. Terms, names, Mammon sounds well, Lucifer, well, Barbison, well. Yet they are devil's additions, the names of fiends, but cuckold, whittle, cuckold. The devil himself hath not such a name. Page is an ass, a secure ass. He will trust his wife. He will not be jealous. I will rather trust a Fleming with my butter, Parson Hugh the Welshman with my cheese, an Irishman with my aquavitae bottle, or a thief to walk my ambling gelding than my wife with herself. Then she plots, then she ruminates, then she devises, and what they think in their hearts they may affect. They will break their hearts, what they will affect. God be praised for my jealousy. 11 o'clock, the hour. I will prevent this. Detect my wife, be revenged on Falstaff, and laugh at Page. I will about it. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. Fight, foul, cuckold, cuckold, cuckold!
Act 2, Scene 3. A field in the outskirts of Windsor. Enter Dr. Caius and Rugby.
Jack Rugby.
Sir?
What is the clock, Jacques?
Tis past the hour, sir, that Sir Hugh promised to meet.
God, he has saved his soul that he is not come. He has prayed his Bible well that he is not come. By God, Jack Rodby, he is dead already if he become.
He is wise, sir. He knew your worship would kill him if he came.
My God, the herring is not dead, so as I will kill him. Take your rapier, Jack. I will tell you how I will kill him.
Alas, sir, I cannot fence.
Villainy! Take your rapier.
Forbear, here's company.
God bless thee, bully doctor.
God save you, Master Dr. Caius.
Now, good Master Doctor.
Give you good morrow, sir.
What be all you 1, 2, 3, 4 come for?
To see thee fight, to see thee foin, to see thee traverse, to see thee here, to see thee there, to see thy pass, thy punto, thy stock, thy reverse, thy distance, thy montant. Is he dead, my Ethiopian? Is he dead, my Francisco? Huh, bully? What says my Escapalius, my Galeen, my heart of elder, huh? Is he dead, bully stale? Is he dead?
By God, he is the coward Jack Priest of the world. He is not show his face.
Oh, thou art a Castalian king, urinal Hector of Greece, my boy.
I pray you, bear witness that me have stay 6, 7, 2, 3 hours for him, and he is no come.
He is the wiser man, Master Doctor. He is a curer of souls, and you are a curer of bodies. If you should fight, you go against the hair of your professions. Is it not true, Master Page?
Master Shallow, you have yourself been a great fighter, though now a man of peace.
Bodikins, Master Page, though I now be old and of the peace, if I see a sword out, my finger itches to make one. Though we are justices and doctors and churchmen, Master Page, we have some salt of our youth in us. We are the sons of women, Master Page.
'Tis true, Master Shallow.
No, it will be found so, Master Page. Master Dr. Caius, I am come to fetch you home. I am sworn of the peace. You have showed yourself a wise physician, and Sir Hugh has shown himself a wise and patient churchman. You must go with me, Master Doctor.
Pardon, guest justice, a word, Monsieur Mockwater.
Mockwater? What is that?
Oh, Mockwater in our English tongue is valor, bully.
By God, then I have as much mockwater as the Englishman. Scurvy jackdog priest! By God, me will cut his ears!
He will clapper-claw thee tightly, bully.
Clapper-claw? What is that?
Oh, that is, he will make the amends.
God, me do look, he shall clapper-claw me for, by God, me will have it.
And I will provoke him to it or let him wag.
Me thank you for that.
And moreover, bully, but first, Master Guest and Master Page and eke Cavaliero Slender, go you through the town to Frogmore.
So Hugh is there, is he?
Is there? See what humor he is in, and I will bring the doctor about by the fields. Will it do well?
We will do it.
Adieu, good Master Doctor.
By God, me will kill the priest, for he speak for a jackanap to Anne Page.
Let him die. Sheathe thy impatience. Throw cold water on thy collar. Go about the fields with me through Frogmore. I will bring thee where Mistress Anne Page at a farmhouse is a feasting, and thou shalt woo her. Cried game, said I will.
By God, me thank you for that. By God, I love you. And I shall procure you the good guest, the earl, the knight, the lords, the gentlemen. My patience.
For the which I will be thy adversary towards Anne Page. Said I well?
By God, 'tis good, well said.
Let us wag then.
Come at my heels, Jack Hogby.